So we're going to get to news right now, and then we're also going to be talking about another speech last night, of course, Michelle Obama's speech.
Yes.
And talk about the political impact of that. And I'm going to ask David Shuster if he agrees with James Carville that the Democrats wasted 1/4 of their convention by being nice, feel good, and not going after the Republican Party. That's right after news with Mika.
David, you hold that thought. Really think about that one. Time for a look at some of today's top stories. Tonight, Senator Hillary Clinton is set to address the Democratic National Convention here in Denver. After a bitter primary battle, details on tomorrow's roll call vote are still being worked out. But one scenario would have Clinton herself cut off the voting and urge the unanimous nomination of Senator Barack Obama. Meanwhile, the New York Times reports that a man arrested with firearms may have made threats against Barack Obama. 28-year-old Theron Gartrell was arrested outside Denver on Sunday during a traffic stop with 2 rifles, ammunition, and methamphetamine in his truck. Yesterday, 2 others were also arrested in the case, but the U.S. Attorney's Office says there's no, quote, credible threat to the candidate. In a direct challenge to the Bush administration, Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki is insistent that all foreign soldiers leave the country by the end of 2011.
All right, we'll do that. Hey, I'll tell you what, Nouri.
Good idea.
If you'd like us to leave now, we could.
We
of course,
could definitely
as soon as we'll have your head, you'll look like Mussolini in a public square in Italy in about 15 minutes. But we'll leave now if you'd like. We don't give a damn. It's your neck, not ours.
You have to move the capital of Iraq to Geneva.
Yeah.
I think the soldiers.
What's best for the Iraqis, Joe?
What's that?
Oh, Lord.
We know what's best for them. They want us to leave, but we ought to stay because we want to prevent their civil war.
Yeah, you know what, baby? If they want us to leave, let's get the hell out and start spending the money on Americans.
I think some of the soldiers there on repeat tours of duty would like to come home.
You'll get no complaints from me. No, it's the Iraqis who are just like our allies in Europe that bitch and whine about us being in Iraq, but the second we quietly tell them we're going to start getting out of there, they start whimpering. Oh, not yet. You know, you broke it. You need to fix it.
Here would be something different. Let's tell them we're getting out of there instead of mocking and ridiculing anybody who comes up with that idea, as the Republican Party has been doing.
Schuster, I have no idea what you're talking about. I started this by saying if they want us out of Iraq, let's get out of Iraq. I'm dead serious.
Well, tell that to the McCain campaign. Tell that to the White House, which mocks anybody who comes up with the idea that, oh, maybe we should have a timetable. Maybe we should call the Iraqis bluff and do exactly what you're suggesting.
Hey, Schuster, are you Rip Van Schuster? Have you been sleeping for the past couple months? They have been talking about a timeline to get out of Iraq. 2011, I believe it is. All I'm saying here is, if they want us to leave earlier, we will gladly leave earlier.
Hey, guess what?
And you know what? Just because I say Maliki will be killed in 15 minutes doesn't mean I care whether he gets killed or not. I don't.
Now my newscast is over.
No, seriously. I don't know why I'm being attacked by saying
You're not.
I want to send the troops home. Why are you so hateful? Why do you want to keep American troops in Iraq even longer, David Schuster?
Joe, your party, the Republican Party.
Wait, hold on a second. My party?
Clarify.
No. Just stop right now. Put a timeout right there, because if you would like to get the transcripts of everything that I have said since 2004, I will gladly get them to you, and I will let you know that, quote, my party loathes me much more than your party, the Democratic Party, loathes me.
Well, that's a whole other issue, but the fact of the matter
No, it's not another issue, because
Joe,
you said your party. Okay, well, let's...
The party that you serve with in Congress,
what about
they are
your
the ones
party?
who have repeatedly suggested.
What's your party? Oh, David Schuster, hold on a second,
Look, I'm making the point.
David, what's your party?
I have no party. I'm a independent.
You're independent, just like all other
I'll show you my
journalists in
voting
this
card.
town.
I'll show you how I'm registered later.
Oh, well,
but the bottom line
hold on a second. No, I feel so comforted by the fact that you're an independent. Why, I bet everybody in MSNBC has independent on their voting cards. Oh, we're down the middle now. Go ahead, David. No, David, go ahead.
So anyway,
you're
the point
an independent, David. Go ahead, but talk about my party.
Are you done?
Go ahead. No, I'm not done. When the fact is that I am about as down the middle as anybody on television, on any network.
And Joe,
you
why don't you
come in
call
with
up
a
the
cheap
McCain
shot
campaign on that?
Calling up your party.
Joe, why don't you call off the McCain campaign instead of making these points? And look, I agree with you.
Call off the McCain campaign?
Call the McCain campaign on this card. Why don't you say to the McCain campaign the next time you're on the show, you guys should take up their offer. Iraq wants us out of there. Call their bluff instead of ridiculing people like yourself.
Why wouldn't I? Do you never watch watch this show? Do you never watch this show? We attack McCain all the time. We did it 15 minutes ago for using his POW status on Jay Leno.
The next time a McCain spokesman like Tucker Bounds or Senator McCain comes on, I want to be right here when you say to John McCain, you know what? When you ridicule people who are calling for a withdrawal, when you're ridiculing people who are calling for a timetable, John McCain, you are wrong. You ought to call their bluff. That's all I'm suggesting.
Do you never watch this show?
He's on this show.
I know. You must be asleep. Oh, that's right. You usually sleep through this show because you didn't show up 3 times in a row. 3 times you slept through your alarm and not came on this show.
Okay.
No, he comes on this show.
That's how it works. That's how the argument works.
Yeah, so the thing is, every time McCain's people come on, we call them on everything they're doing. Whether it's...
Well, then you had the opportunity 10 minutes ago when you started this argument, instead of bashing the Iraqi prime minister and saying your head's going to end up like Mussolini, saying John McCain's campaign is wrong when they ridicule...
Did anybody here think that I was bashing him, or did they think that I wanted U.S. troops to come home? And if the Iraqi people don't want us there,
acknowledge it's a different point. It's different.
Hey,
it's
Willie,
different from saying...
Have we not been saying anytime they want us to come home, we want to come home?
Yes, we did.
You're supposed to go, yes, I man, you did. Try that. Yes, I man, you did.
And it's not as simple as that.
One final point, and you can have the last word. The final point is, it's very different to say, yes, we ought to take up the Iraqis on their word, and at the same time say, you know what? When John McCain ridicules that very point, he is wrong. And if you want to say right now, we can end this argument, when John McCain ridicules the point that we ought to take up the Iraqis, we ought to get out of Iraq, he ridicules that, he is wrong, you can say that right now, and that's the end of this.
Well, actually, you're trying to pick a fight with somebody that wasn't fighting with you as a guy.
Well, you can end the fight. You can win the fight by saying John McCain is wrong. Go ahead, say it. John McCain is wrong when he ridicules people who call for a timetable.
Where am I? Am I on Crossfire? I thought they canceled that show.
Well, look,
John McCain is okay, John McCain's wrong for blah, 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 whatever you said. We're not on opposite sides here. Unfortunately, I come from an area where there are too many wives that go to bed every night alone, and kids who go to school too many times in the morning without a dad kissing them goodbye because they're in Iraq. Or they're in Afghanistan.
And
they do it day after day. And they've got to go through their lives. They've got to try. I know too many people that built up small businesses that wanted to serve this country in the National Guard, that served this country, but now their businesses are destroyed because they have been in Iraq for so long. So I'm serious when I say if they don't want us there, I don't want to be there. I complain about a $500 billion deficit. If they don't want to spend money in Iraq, I will guarantee you I would much rather spend it here. And I know our next guest agrees with the I-Man, NBC News chief White House correspondent and host of MSNBC's Race for the White House, David Gregory.
David,
we were
Joe,
actually in the middle of the
my
news.
earpiece wasn't working. I heard a lot. I heard a lot going on. I couldn't hear what was said there. Was there a conversation about something?
I don't know. We were in the middle of the news, and it suddenly somebody got into some bad acid at the protests, and this conversation turned terribly wrong. So, David, last night you had the Democrats coming together, very positive. You had Hey, welcome back to Morning Joe. Good to have you all with us. There's Joe Biden. I love that guy, Joe Biden. Hey, hold this for a second. I can't get that. So big.
It's so bad
for you. The Super Mondo milkshake is so bad from Starbucks. I can't hide it. Now, there's this picture, Barnacle, in Mika's office. And it's a picture of me hugging Shuster.
That's true.
Because Shuster and I went at it in South Carolina.
I think he left.
I think I'm going to have to hug him again and apologize.
I don't think he wants
a hug. Will you come over and accept my apology, Shuster? Will you hug me?
Look how uncomfortable he is.
No, there is no time like
how about
now to
I'm
reconcile.
the diplomat. I'll give you a hug from Joe.
Let's have a Rodney King moment.
Can't we just get along, David?
It's the prelude to the Hillary Clinton speech tonight.
I promise, Joe, you'll get love from Schuster the next
Will you hug me?
God.
Will I get a Schuster hug?
He's
oh,
gonna
my
think
God, look
about
at that.
Did he make a commitment to the hug?
No, he did not make a commitment to the hug. He's like the Hillary Clinton of MSNBC. He can't just put it behind him.
You know, you have the head of the Democratic Leadership Financial Council, the leading political guru, the page. Let's have the hug.
Oh God! Stop!
Man,
I don't want to.
Oh, I got to get the knife out of my. All right. So anyway. Man Love in the Morning on MSNBC. Here with us now,
You be polite.
MSNBC political analyst and chairman of the Democratic Leadership Council, Harold Ford Jr.
If this were a dictatorship, it'd be a heck of a lot easier. Just so long as I'm the dictator.